Well, good afternoon, everyone. I come to you with a question of the day, and that question would be this. However, no sense me wasting all this great conversation just on myself. I should wait till somebody actually comes on. I know it's Thursday, and I don't normally plan to be here on Thursdays, but since it's holiday, well, it's not really a holiday. It's just, it's like a holiday for me because I've been setting this up all day long. So I'll just wait right here until somebody comes on board and we can talk. See, because we need to have some serious conversations in this city, like in every city. We need to have serious conversations, not the same old pablum puke stuff that goes out from politicians. Because I have a question about the politicians of Alabama right now, especially the black ones, like myself. I'm black. Okay, I'm really not black, but I'm brown. But that's since I'm just going to go along with the tradition of being called black because that's not what we actually are. We actually are kind of like brown, but who's going to argue a couple of shades here and there? Anyway, good afternoon, everybody. Hope everybody is doing well. Um, there is a question on the table tonight, and that needs to be answered. That needs to be answered because I have been in this great state of Alabama since 1991. It is an interesting place to live. Has interesting people. We can't seem to, we can't seem to really get beyond 1962. Now 62, 65, 50, those were some important years. The past doesn't matter, but the past is a place for reflection and not to live. So here is the question tonight. We just left the 2025 um, legislative session. Now it went on from January to May, yeah, February, March, April, or February to May. It just ended May the 15th. As a matter of fact, it just ended May the 15th. So, does anybody remember anything from that except the school budget went up? And I'm going somewhere with this. Except the school budget went up, and it always goes up. And schools seem to be the only thing that keeps costing more, and we're getting less for the money. And that's what it's the only thing in America. Computers are better, cars are better, we build houses better, we do everything better, even though it goes up than education. But that's a whole different ball game. And again, uh, find me somebody that can mention the word discipline in public school, and I'll take them to lunch in a public venue, not at home, not on the internet, but in a public venue. Use the word discipline. But that's not where we're here tonight. That's not why we're here. What we're here tonight is ask this question: are we getting the representation that we are paying for? Did you guys know a few years ago when our legislators put themselves in for a $50,000 check, a yearly salary for 3 months' work? You didn't. I bet you didn't know that every year automatically get a raise. So I've been going around telling people that it's $50,000 a year when in fact it's $59,000 a year. Now, that way they didn't have to vote on it again. They just get the money. And we won't say anything because they're not talking about it. So again, for those who did not know, a few years ago, when the Alabama legislature voted themselves a $50,000 raise, um, they made it the raises are in perpetuity, and that means on and on and on and on. But that's not why I'm here tonight either. Well, it has a little bit to do with why I'm here tonight. $59,000 a year we give people. And I'm not even going to say they work for it. Okay. I mean, you could do all that on Zoom. You don't even have to come down to the state house. But we give them $60,000 a year to go downtown for 3 months and at least trying to do something. We can't pass a lottery. All we know how to do is make another law for the other laws, and then we make company for the laws. So we really, but here's my question. And I know this is going to tick some people off, and I apologize in in advance. Now, just because some of you guys may not know this, but I'm black. And I've been black a long time. I like being black, as a matter of fact. Being black is cool. You know, but I'm a black man. And so the things that black politicians do, it kind of, and most of them are Democrats. So that's for sure. Um, but what they do, it catches my attention because every time they run for office, they sell us this pie in the sky, and nothing really ever happens. Okay, case in point, we just got out of 3 months of having a party downtown at the state house and at the House of Representatives. We've been having a party down there for 3 months. Now, here's my problem with my. Does anybody know who their legislator is in Alabama, in Montgomery? How many people act? What do you believe the percentage is of people who actually know who their legislator is? Anybody know? Anybody out there know? Please call me. Tell me if you do. What's the number here again? 521-2963. But do you know who your legislator is? Do you know? Okay. I guarantee you 95% of the people who live in Montgomery, which is predominantly black now, don't really know who their particular representative is. Now we may know somebody on the city council, but I would tell you that probably 70% of the people don't know even who their city council person is. So let's not even talk about the state. Let's not even talk about who that state representative is, because I know they don't know. I know they don't. So why do I bring this up tonight? Well, I got to looking at the agenda for the legislative session this year, and we still can't pass a lottery, and that's because we need to figure out who the legislators work for. We really do. We need to know. Somebody down there need to just come on, be honest with us, and tell us who they work for. Because, ladies and gentlemen, they don't work for you or I. They don't work for us. Because if they work for us, we would have a lottery. Because 80% to 90% of the people who've been asked say, yeah, we want a lottery. So, but they can't give us one. Now, again, who do they work for? So I wish somebody would tell us who it is, and that way we can just forget, stop faking the funk, because they don't work for us. Okay, so let us just okay, let's let's just be honest here. Now, for years, I believe they work for us. Really, for years, I believe that the local legislators work for us. I did think that. I thought that. I mean, I just you know, it was just Constitution, Declaration of Independence. No taxation without representation, and all that kind of thing. I just thought they adhered to that. They swore an oath to the Constitution, and the Alabama Constitution, the U.S. Constitution, and blah 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 blah, and so forth and so on. So, who does the Alabama legislators work for? Now, that is an interesting question. That is a question that needs to be answered by the people who we given $60,000 to come downtown for 3 months. See, okay, it's 59,000 something. I'm just going to round it up to 60 grand. Somebody needs to ask them. Somebody needs to ask them, who do they work for? Okay. I mean, somebody needs to ask Nathaniel Ledbetter, who does he work for? Somebody needs to ask Chris Pringle, who does he work for? Somebody need to ask John Treadwell, who does he work for? I mean, we need to know who these people work for. Okay, because we really don't know who they work for. Okay, they don't work for us. So somebody needs to find out who they work for. Okay, and I'm just putting it to you. Somebody needs to ask Cynthia Allman who she works for. Somebody needs to ask Alan Barker who he works for. Russell Bedsoe, who does he work for? Chris Blackshear, who does he work for? We just trying to figure out who you work for. Ron Bolton, who does he work for? Barbara Boyd, who does she work for? Napoleon Bracey, who does he work for? Brian Brinkyard, who does he work for? I'm just trying to figure this out. See, how about Chip Brown? Anybody know who he works for? I mean, how about Representative Mac Butler? Who does Mac work for? Jim Cams, who does he work for? Prince Chestnut, who does he work for? I'm just trying to figure out. How about Representative Adeline Clark? Who does she work for? Steve Klaus, who does he work for? Terry Collins, who does she work for? Brock Colvin, who does he work for? How about Danny Crawford? Anthony Daniels. I think Daniels is trying to work for us, though. That's the only one I know. But who does everybody else work for? Kelvin Dasher. Who does he work for? Barbara Drummond. Who does she work for? Susan DeBose. Who does she work for? Brent Easterbrook. Who does he work for? Corley Ellis. Who does he work for? Chris England. Who does he work for? Philip Insler. I think Phyllis tries to work for us sometimes too, but we might have to check with him though. Tracy Estes. Who does he work for? David Faulkner. Who does he work for? Jennifer Fiedler. Who does she work for? I'm getting down to the list here. Bob Fincher. Who does he work for? Barry Fort. Who does he work for? Daniel Garrett. Who does he work for? Matt Gidley. Who does he work for? How about Jundalyn Givan? Who does she work for? How about Donna Givens? Who does she work for? Jeremy Gray. Who does he work for? Representative Laura Hall. Who does she work for? How about Matthew Hammett? Who does he work for? Ben Harrison. Who does he work for? Kenyatta Hassel. Who does he work for? Travis Hendrick. Who does he work for? I mean, we just left. I know you guys never heard of some of these people. I got you. How about Jim Hill? Who does he work for? Frances Hope Jones. Who does she work for? Rolanda Hollis. Who does she work for? Representative Lee Holsey. Who does she work for? Because obviously it is not for us. Representative Steve Hurst. Who does he work for? Representative Reed Ingram. Who does he work for? Representative Thomas Jackson. Who does he work for? How about Sam Jones? Sam's got a good smile on him now. But who does Sam work for? Okay, I'm just asking the question. How about Jamie Keel? Who does he work for? Mike Kirkland. Who does he work for? Bill Lamb. Who does he work for? Come on, tell us who. Marilyn Lands. Good Democrat, though. The only white Democrat I know almost. Who does he work for? Kelvin Lawrence. Who does he work for? Representative Nathaniel Ledbetter. Good Republican, nice red tie and all. He wears all the time. Who does he work for? Paul W. Lee. Who does he work for? Craig Lipscomb. Who does he work for? I'm almost done here. I just got to call the roll. James Lomax. Who does he work for? Joe Laverne or Lavam, whatever his name is. Who does he work for? How about Rhett Marquis? How about A.J. McCampbell? Who does he work for? Penny McClammy. I like Penny too, but who does she work for? Representative Arnold Mooney. Who does he work for? M. Moore, good Democrat. Who does she work for? Parker Moore. Who does he work for? Tashina Morris. Who does she work for? Representative Ed Oliver. Who does he work for? We need to know these things. Marcus Paramore. Who does he work for? Kenneth Pasco. Well, he's a good first sergeant. I know he's trying to work for us. But every once in a while, you got to get up there. You got to ask them the question, who you work for? How about, I'm almost done. Who's this guy? Yeah, Philip Pettis. Who does he work for? Chris Springer already asked about him. Neil Rafferty. Who does he vote for? Rick Ring. Who does he work for? Okay, I'm just trying to ask the question. I got a point here in a second. I'll get to it. How about Rex Reynolds? Who does he work for? Philip Rigsby. Ben Robbins. Chad Robinson. Who do they work for? Representative Gene Ross. Patrick Sellers. Chris Sells. Jenny Shaver. Who do they work for? Representative Mike Shaw. Mike Shirley. Matt Simpson. Ivan Smith. Who do they work for? How about Jeff Soros? Scott Stadhagen. Who does he work for? David Standridge. Who does he work for? I don't know. Jerry Starnes. Who does he work for? I'm almost at the end here, guys. Shane Stringer. Troy Stubbs. Ontario Tillman. Representative Curtis Travis. Who does he work for? Representative Alan Treadway. How about Bubba? Anybody with a name with Bubba? I'm worried about him. You know, I mean, does somebody really name their child Bubba? Okay, I'm just asking the question. Anyway, Bubba Underwood. He's a good Republican though. Who's he work? Of course, there's nobody working in House District 11 and House District 12 because evidently they haven't had the new election yet. How about Tim Wadsworth? Who does he work for? Peblin W. Warren. How about Andy Witt? How about Richie Horton or Wharton, however you want to pronounce that name? And here's a couple. How about Representative Margie Wilcox? Debbie Wood. Now, some of these names are the first time you ever heard these names in your whole life. Randy Wood. Who's he work for? Matt Woods. I wonder if they're cousins or something. I'm not sure. And last but not least, Ernie Yarbrough. So here's the question. Who do they work for? Because if they work for us, really, if they work for us, we would get some of the things that we want as the citizens, as the taxpayers of the state of Alabama. If they work for us, we would actually get something that we want. And we've been asking for a lottery for years. I don't care nothing about that casino stuff. That's what they want. But we want a lot, and it makes and I haven't even got to my main point yet. The problem is that we've done it so long until they make it seem as though we want casinos. We don't care about casinos. The average citizen, I'm not going to there filling up a machine with money, but I will pay a couple of dollars every month to see if I could win a lottery. But I'm not going to pay. So what is my issue on this night? Why did I just come to the podcast room to talk to you guys about tonight? Well, well. I'm glad you asked. Our legislators, especially the black legislators, have they have an inbred excuse every legislative session. Every legislative session, they have a inborn excuse. It's so many of them that we can't change their mind. Okay, I'm with you on that one. Okay, so every time they go down to the legislature and don't do much of anything except get paid $60,000 a year, they always come back and say, "Well, we it's too many of them." So what our legislators are telling me, like the Montgomery City Council, it's 5-4, right? 5-4. So in your mind, you're thinking that it's 4 against 5. That's what you're thinking, right? That's not true. It's 4 against 1. See, because all it takes for the other side to win is the ability to convince and the ability to lead people from the other side. Think about this for a second. Thurgood Marshall went before the United States Supreme Court, won Brown versus the Board of Education, and won. Black man in front of all these, probably some members of the KKK on the Supreme Court. Back in the day, that's just where it was. And he won. So let me get this right. Our legislators in the state Senate and in the state House of Representatives can't convince 2 or 3 people that their cause is just. They can't do it. They always come back to us at the end of the day and say, we lost. Like we don't know that already. We already know. You lose 98% of the time you go down there. Not because these other people are so smart, but because we refuse to intellectually engage them. How can Thurgood Marshall win against the U.S. Supreme Court, all white, and look out for the black kids in those days, or the black people in those days? How did he win? Hmm. So here's my question this afternoon. Are the people we put in these seats capable of doing the job of representation? See, you got to represent me not by just picking up that check at the end of every month that you guys get. Okay, not that check. No. You need to be able to do something for the money. See, and what happens is that since they are only in session for about 3 months out of the year, well, they still getting that money for the whole year. That $60,000 they still getting for the whole year, even though they only work for 3 months. Now I know they get phone calls here and there, I got you. I got you. I got you. They and some of them probably deserve the money. But $60,000 a year. And all we hear from our representatives, what we couldn't do. You ever notice that we never know and I realize you can go on Alabama Allison thing, whatever that thing is. You can go to the internet, but let me tell you something. I don't have time to sit at the computer all day long and try to figure out what the legalese that goes on these papers, how to read. They make the legislation to the point where it's not meant for you and I to read. It's got a bunch of legalese in it. Okay. As a matter of fact, I'm willing to bet you that most people that vote for these things don't even know what they say. I'm willing to bet you they don't have an understanding. Okay. And let me get to where I'm going here. Been here 34 years. My son's birthday was the other day. I got here in 91. He was born in 91. 34 years I've been here. And so I hear the same old thing. The same thing. And now in the county of Montgomery, ladies and gentlemen, we got 2 people that represent Montgomery that don't live nowhere close to Montgomery. And you know why they were elected? Because the legislators of Montgomery, the ones who actually live in this county, needed a scapegoat, need somebody to carry the water for them so they don't have to take the blame. Well, legislation, either they can't get passed or they can't stop, either for whatever reason. There are 2 people. There's a guy named Chris Sales who represents District 90, and Kelvin Lawrence. And listen, I love Kelvin. Kelvin's a great guy, but politically speaking, he's useless to us in Montgomery. Useless. He don't live here. He represents one street near the freeway somewhere. And Chris Sale lives in Area 90, which I think Area 90 is where is District 90 at? Let me look. Let me see where it's at here on the thing here. Well, no, I'll find it in a little bit. It's somewhere up somewhere, and it's nowhere near Montgomery, Alabama. So how does a guy? Okay, how does a guy? Okay, who represents some other county, couple of counties away from us, end up being a representative for Montgomery. Most people in this city never heard of Chris Sales. And not only they never heard of him, they don't know who the hell he is now. And Kelvin Lawrence was a good guy, but he's in Otagoville. So here's what they did. They gave a white guy and a black guy, a Republican and a Democrat. So when the heat gets hot, when the hot gets heated or the heat gets hotted or whatever the word is, they can take the fall for it because there's no political consequence, none whatsoever for Chris Sales or Kelvin Lawrence. There's no political consequence because they don't have enough people from Montgomery to make a difference on one way or the other. Okay, so that's the scapegoat for the local politicians. Well, you know, we got outdone. Okay, I feel you. So here's the question again. Let me go back to the question. Are we getting what we are paying for? Okay, are we getting it? Are we getting out of this system what we're paying for? And again, I ask the question again: who do they work for? Okay, who do they work for? Who do our legislators work for? Because it certainly is not for us. Now, and to make my point, Chris Sale, who belongs to who is in District 90. Okay. So District 90 is over by let me see here now. Okay, let me look at where we're going here. Okay, gotta bring it back down here a little bit so I can see it. Okay, so District 90 is do. Well, as soon as I don't have my glasses on me right now, but District 90 looks like it's down near let me see here now. Crenshaw County or someplace like that. But anyway, I'll look it up in a few minutes here. I got to take a little break here in a minute anyway because I got to pause for the calls. So the question is, again, who do they work for? Who do our representatives actually work for? Because evidently, it is not for the poor folks like me and you. Okay, they can't get a lottery because they keep wanting to put a casino on board, and I don't care nothing about a casino. But you know what? We ought to have a right to decide whether or not we want a lottery. Okay, and we can't ever get it because evidently most of them get money from someplace else, and it's not you and I. Okay, it's not you and I because they're not really thinking about us. Okay, that's all I'm telling you. Oh, here we go right here. District 90. Okay, yeah, District 90. Now listen to this. District 90, which is where Chris Sales is from. Okay, Chris is where Chris Sales is from. He's Butler County and Crenshaw County, and they gave him a little bit of Montgomery County. Okay, most of you folks don't know who he is. District 90, Crenshaw County, and Butler County. Okay, he can't take care of them. How's he gonna take care of Montgomery? Okay, I just said. But he's a white Republican, and therefore, if it goes south, they can always put it on him because there's no political consequence. And Kelvin Lawrence has got he's a Otago County, a good good piece from not too far, but they gave him a couple houses too in Montgomery. Okay, so they gave District 90 and District 89, okay, to Montgomery, a little bit of Montgomery too, also. So I'm just asking a question. So who do they work for? I don't know who they work for. Okay. And the question is, are we getting what we are paying for? The session is over now. You won't hear anything from most of these guys until the next session comes in and they making that $60,000 a year. So I'm just asking a question. And if they think I'm lying, then call me up. Call me up. Tell me why you guys can't convince people to get us a to get us a lottery. Tell me why. But here's the sad part about it. Here's the sad part about it is that we never hear from them until after, till after they lose. Okay. We never hear from them until after they, well, we could have won, but they just outnumbered us. So you're telling me you don't have the intellectual ammunition to convince somebody of a great idea. Is that what we're saying? So all the people on the Republican side then are geniuses. And the people on the Democrat side are just not up to snuff. I heard a guy say today on somebody's show, he said, if a law is evil, it comes from the Democrats. If it's stupid, it comes from the Republicans. And if it's evil and stupid, it's bipartisan. They both got something to do with it. Okay. And I thought that was such a funny thing, but I find it to be so true. I find it to be so true. Just true as I don't know what. But anyway, I didn't tell nobody I was coming on tonight, so I kind of dropped the ball there. But hopefully somebody get there. So the question on the table is: are we getting the representation that we are paying for? And I don't think black folks are. Okay, I just don't. I don't think we're getting it. I mean, they've been stuck in this Democrat thing. See, one thing I like about the Republicans, they don't promise you nothing, and they keep their promise. They don't promise you anything, and they keep their promise. They don't go around promising you the world, and you don't got to worry about getting it. Okay, Democrats promise you everything, you end up with nothing. Okay, we don't need another program. What we need is the ability to survive. The average U.S. government said, in order to live good in Alabama, to live decently in Alabama, we need to make $47,000 a year. That's what the government says. I wonder how many people. What is the per capita income of the state of Alabama? Let me ask Siri. I think it's like 29,000, 39,000. Let me see. Oh, y'all hold on for a second. Siri's going to answer this. Hey Siri, what is the per capita income, medium income for people who live in Alabama?
Alabama has a per capita income of $28,934, 2020. Its median household income is $52,035, 2020, with 16.1% of Alabama residents living in poverty. This is from Wikipedia.
Okay. Now, what is the average medium income for the state of Alabama again?
Alabama has a per capita income of $28,934, 2020. Its median household income is $52,035, 2020.
So more people are making $29,000 a year than 50. Okay. and the United States says in order to make a decent income, I mean, you need to clear $47,000 a year. And I'm telling you right now, the average median income is $28,000. So for all the, and I understand why Daniels wanted to have that no tax on overtime, because we need it. we need the overtime so we can make a living. So anyway, it's they just every year for 31 years, all I've heard is the end of the session, and we didn't get nothing done because they wouldn't let us. Are we really saying that our legislators are that damn dumb that they can't convince people of a just cause? Really? Even on the city council, you only need to convince one person. Are we saying the combined intelligence, the combined effort of four guys on one side can't convince one guy out of five? Out of five? Really? We can't. We don't have that ability to do that. Or we give up without even trying. Which one is it? Do we give up without trying, or we just don't do it? I'm just asking the question. Okay. But anyway, I know this is a tough subject. A lot of people don't want to talk about it, but we've been doing the same thing for the same way for so long until we think that where we are is normal. We believe that where we are is normal. Government says you need to make, in order to live in Alabama, you need to make $47,000 a year, which means you need to make more than $47,000 a year because that's what you need to put in your pocket. So in order to make $47,000 a year, you need to make about 60. But that's okay because Uncle Sugar got to get his piece. All right then. Okay. Anyway, so the question of the night was, and then I'm going to be done with this. The question of the night is, are we really getting the representation that we deserve? And I'm just going to ask you this one little question here, and then you can tell me if in fact it's reasonable, if it's we have members of the House of Representatives. District 74 is Philip Insler. The House of Representatives District 75 is Reed Ingram. House District number 76 is Penny McClammy. House District number 77 is Tashina Morris and Kenyatta Hassel, who Hassel's been in it since 2021. Tashina Morris has been there since 2018. Penny McClammy's been there since 2021. Reed Ingram's been there since 2014, and Philip Insler been there since 2022. The yearly income. Then we got Hatcher, Mr. Hatcher, and Senator Barfoot. Okay, so we only got two senators. The yearly income for these jobs. Oh yeah, and plus we got Representative Kelvin Lawrence, a Democrat from Montarville, and Chris Sales from Butler County and Crenshaw County, who claims to represent some of the people in Montgomery. And we call that, in the Army, we got a saying for that called Bravo Sierra. Okay. So the income, I didn't say average, the income for that job, $59,674.08 a year. 59,000, so $59.6 thousand dollars. Okay. They make for not doing much of anything, just going talking words. Listen, that's a good job if you can get it. That's all I can tell you. That is a great job if you can get it. $60,000 a year and can't seem to pass a lottery because nobody down there has the ability to compromise, the ability to give up. I don't care about the casino thing. Who cares about that? I don't care about. I don't think most people care about that. $60,000 a year to go down there and talk words, and we can't seem to get a lottery. Okay, we can't seem to get rid of some laws that we certainly don't need. And one of the things that bothers me is the Pardons and Parole Board. The Pardons and Parole Board, well, my Lord, you got 3 people deciding whether or not I should stay in jail after I've served a whole bunch of time and let me out. When it takes 12 people to put me in there, but 3 people get to keep me there. I don't understand that. I don't understand. So it takes 12 people to find me guilty, but 3 people can keep me in prison after I've been there 20, 30 years. Other day, we found a guy the other day, 100-something years old, 100-something years old. He dies in prison. I really don't care what he did. And at a certain age, even God forgives us for things that we do. Okay? But you're 100 years old. What? I mean, even if he took someone's life, we can't bring that person back. But think about that. You're stuck in prison over 100 years old, 100 years old, because 3 people decide that you're not worthy to be amongst the rest of us. I'm telling you, 3 people can keep you in there, or 2 of the 3 can keep you in there, but it takes 12 people to put you in there. I'm kind of that just absolutely tortures my butt, because I don't get that. I don't get that. I mean, is there any? Let me put it this way: besides killing somebody, is there any drug? Is there any? Let's say I brought a whole 18-wheeler worth of marijuana into the city. Seriously, I should get 30 and 40 years for just some marijuana, which is what the good Lord gave us. He let it grow. Seriously, we should put that many years on somebody. Now, what I would do, honestly, I'm the judge. Okay, now I'm gonna make you smoke about a wagon full of that stuff. Okay, and then you're gonna smoke so much marijuana until you don't ever want to see a marijuana again. That's what I would do. But we put him in jail forever, and by the time you come out, you have no parents left, you have no family left, you have nothing left. I don't know. 3 people can keep you in, but it takes 12 people to put you in. So in Alabama, of course, anyway, I think it ought to be in the majority of the 12 people that are gonna let you out. Okay, I'm just thinking. But anyway, so much for that. Now I gotta go back and watch Superman. Yes, not talking about me. He's talking about the other Superman, because I'm a Superman. Oh, has anybody seen the new Tom Cruise movie, Mission Impossible? And this is the last one, I believe. Yeah. I mean, you can only get so many Mr. Wick, and so many Mission Impossibles, and so many Top Guns. I don't foresee another Top Gun coming out, because, well, I don't know. Tom Cruise was still lived in that one, unless it's Tom Cruise's son that comes, or something like that. But I'll watch it if it comes out. I'll watch it. Yeah. Like Superman. As a matter of fact, I believe there's a new Superman coming out. Okay, and I believe another Star Trek. Hey, I'm gonna be sitting by the TV waiting for it to happen. I got to tell you. Mm-hmm. I'll be right there waiting on them. Surely will. Anyway, my time is up. Listen, I thank you guys for hanging loose with me for a second here, and let me sprout off my mouth here. Appreciate it. Next time I'll let everybody know I'm coming on. I didn't plan to do this tonight, but in the future, starting next week, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we'll be doing this in the mornings, and then we'll do a rebroadcast at night. But and hopefully we'll get some guests on and things of that nature. Y'all just and you can text me anytime at this number 922-2030. Okay. While you live. Let me see. Oh, she's got Marche has got something going on. While you're live, blah 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 blah. Evan Bright, E-Rock, the Block Community giveaway tickets. Whenever that is. You ought to call me, Marche, and tell me, and the numbers on the screen, because I can't get out of my thing for that right now. So if you're there, just call me at the number before I go off, which is I'll let people know, because I don't really know. It's something about what is that? Eventbrite.com, free homeownership summit tickets. Oh, okay. Oh, I got you. So just go to eventbrite.com /E, and I guess in / okay. So check that out, and maybe she can call in. I got a few minutes left, Marche. If you want to give us a call and let me and tell people, I don't care. It's what's my number here? Anybody know me? Oh yeah, 521-2963. It's like a radio show. You can call in. We people can hear you. Yeah, seriously, they can. Oh yeah, I mean even I can hear you. Okay. Oh, Marty, what's going on, man?
Call from Marty Marion Brown.
What's going on, Mark, man?
Hey, nothing much, Kevin. How's it going?
I'm doing. I think I got my telephone thing finally working now.
Hey, that's good, man. That's good. It's calling to let you know been following you
Mhm.
and everything, and I know you're gonna pretty much do bigger and better things and all, but do know you still have a following. We just need to know when you're on the air. I just happened to have been strolling through Facebook and I saw that you were, saw that you were on and live because at first I saw something from your yesterday's show and I saw where it said a day ago. But I saw this one, so I wanted to respond to you.
Well, I appreciate it. I'm going to do it in the mornings from now on, starting Monday, like from 7:30 to 9, and then I rebroadcast it in the afternoons.
Okay, I will pass that word around and also the phone number. I know Mr. H pretty well,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
I make sure I get that to him. So you'll be on tomorrow between 7 and 9.
No, except for tomorrow, I got work to do, some other stuff to do. But from now on, I'll be doing it from 7:30 to 9, and then in the afternoons, probably around 3 or 4, we'll replay. Especially if I got guests, we'll replay.
Okay.
That
So
yeah.
it won't be live in the afternoons.
Not won't be live in the afternoons. It'll be live. Yeah, but you won't know the difference.
Right.
Yeah.
Only the people that want to call in.
Yeah. Well, that's true too.
Different.
Well, that's true.
But yeah,
I don't know. Let me ask you, what do you think? Should I just do it in the afternoons or should I do it in the morning? I don't really know.
I think you should do it in the morning.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too. I think so too.
Yeah, I think you should do it in the morning, Kevin, because people are still used to you. You'll get more of a response. People are up because in the afternoon, people are probably getting rest, eat dinner, and some of your older folks, they're usually in the bed by 5:30 in the evening.
Who's in the bed by 5? Who's in the bed by 5:30?
They're gonna sit on the porch until the sun go down, and but after that they're going in the house and they'll probably eat a meal and they're in the bed. But they're gonna be up at dark 30. I'm talking about they get up about 5 o'clock, 5 o'clock or so. Man, they're gonna make their coffee, probably eat a little breakfast. Some, if they are health conscious, they might go a little walking. They're gonna be back in the house by 7 o'clock.
Yeah,
7 o'clock.
Yeah, you're probably right. I gotta read this. Marche sent me something about a senior breakfast. I don't get much free these days, so I'm gonna go there and check out some of that.
Yeah, you ought to. Now, where are you gonna do your senior breakfast?
I don't know. Somebody. Let's see. Marche. I don't know. It's learn the importance of primary care. Okay, it's Friday. It's on the 30th, which is tomorrow. At 300 Rosa L. Parks Avenue. Is that the YMCA something right there?
Don't know. Let me see. Rosa Park.
3,000
I don't know
Rosa
if any
Park Boulevard. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know of any restaurant on that street, Rosa Park.
No, this ain't a restaurant. Yeah, because that's 3,000 Rosa Park. So that, that's got to be that. I mean, there are no restaurants there. I guess they just don't give breakfast.
I see.
Yeah, and
you know what?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be on the other side of Fairview, 3,000.
Oh, really?
Unless it's closer to Davis Elementary School.
Right.
It's going to be over in that area, and I know that personally because I grew up on 4062 Cleveland Avenue, which is now Rosa Park, and that's on the side closer to the boulevard. So your 3,000 is going to be towards Davis Elementary, going towards Fairview.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll check it out. Maybe she'll call in and tell me. Hey, man, I appreciate. Yeah, we back up and rolling. I had to get the phone thing working, so I would.
Hey,
I gotta talk.
Hey, that's not a problem. Check this out, Kevin. For anyone that's looking for a senior breakfast anywhere else, Crystals. If you're 50 and older, you can get a senior breakfast with probably little or nothing.
Okay, but sometimes some people don't have little or nothing. So
yeah, you're right. You're right. You have to save your pennies.
Yeah.
But okay, but just letting you know that I'm listening out for you, man. I know that normally you would have had roll call on Memorial Day. You usually do that.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I figured you would have. Yeah. So that's always a good thing.
Yeah. All right. Well, appreciate it.
Okay, Kevin.
Okay then. So this is Friday the 5:30 from 9 o'clock until 11, so it won't be long. 3,000 Rosa L. Parks Avenue. learn the importance of primary care and find resources available for older adults in your own neighborhood. With special guests, Central Alabama Aging Consortium, the Wellness Coalition, YMCA, and others, light refreshments will be served. If you want to call them, here's a number: 777-1291. That's 777-1291. That is for the senior breakfast. Now, I don't know where 3000 Roselle Park Boulevard is, but maybe if Marche's out there, she can let us know where it's. I don't know. Now, Marty said that's on the other side. That's on the side of Rosa Park, which is on the same side that the CVS used to be. So it's on the other side of Fairview Avenue. I'm not sure, but here's a number that you can call people if anybody's out there listening. 777-1291 is the number you can call somebody on. But hey, a free breakfast is a free breakfast. Okay. Let me see. You know what? Hold it. Maybe I should call her. No, I don't have her number. Or do I have her? No, I don't have her number. Okay. Well, anyway, my time's up, but I thank you for yours, everybody. Now go back and redo this, and don't forget to share this, because it is going to be a lot of good things, and that we talked about this afternoon. I know I didn't tell anybody I was coming on, but from now on I will. I'll just let people know we're going to be here. I'm trying to get the mayor over to the house and sit down and have a talk with us. I think he already told me he would, so we're going to have him sit down, and some other people just sit down in my hacienda. And we are going to talk to other people. Okay, so I'm good. But remember these folks, and the question is, are we really getting the representation that we're paying for? That is the question that I think a lot of representatives. But I do believe that I really believe that Black people are taken advantage of by people who supposedly represent them. I do. Only seeing them after you lose. How about take me to the fight? Don't tell me about the fight. Take me to the fight. Okay, take me to the fight. Let me know, okay, when the fight is, because no sense calling me after you already know what the score is. The game's over, okay? Let us help. I'm so tired of y'all losing, I don't know what to do. We'll be back. Anyway, y'all have a great day and a good afternoon and things of that nature. Well, it's not a good afternoon. It's almost time for Mission Impossible. Okay. Yeah, I'm a Mission Impossible kind of guy. Okay, I can't help it. That's just the way I roll. Okay, that's just the way I roll. All right. So again, starting Monday, 7:30 to 9, and then we will replay in the afternoons, Monday through Wednesdays when we're going to do it. All the other 2 days will be repeats. Okay, until I start making a whole lot of money, I'll do it twice a day. Have a great day. Okay, we don't mind paying our representatives, but we do need some representation. See you. I wouldn't want to be you. Bye, 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 bye.